What's up, everybody? This is Showtime with Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. Alright, so good news. Knee is still getting a little bit better. Yes, that doesn't really show you anything, right? Same knee brace, but 90 degrees now. 90 degrees. Last week, I thought, maybe we can go to 90. So I went to the doctor's office. It was the right day. Shut up, dog. It was the right day. It was the right time. Wrong week. So I was supposed to go in 3 weeks later, which is today, not last week. So I did that. Perfect timing because I had my rehab set up right after that. So we did some extra stuff that we normally don't do in the at this rehab clinic there with Becca and Squat, and yeah, it went real well. I got tired. I'm not used to using the leg that much of range of motion anymore, since I haven't been able to use it since the 23rd of May, except for partial, and even the partials by a couple weeks. So yeah, it's going good. As you can see it here, getting a lot more out of that, and just doing that motion for 20 reps in the rehab. Started going mind muscle connection, really squeezing and flexing. Not really used to that yet, so I was cramping. So that was pretty good. That was cool. So yeah, looking like a few more weeks or months, and be back to normal. 405 for a triple on deadlift yesterday. And then I said I was going to do a video addressing bodybuilding. Is it good for your health? Is it bad for your health? Is it dangerous? That's your call, in how far you want to take it, right? How serious you are about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, by pushing yourself to the extreme with doing things that are against your moral or ethic beliefs does not make you any less hardcore. I know plenty of hardcore natural guys, right? Plenty of hardcore guys that are natural, just not natural enough to compete in the show. What do I mean by that? If you're only on one thing, okay, you're still natural. If you were on stuff for a while, you got off and you're coasting. When you're on stuff. When you're coasting, you're all natural. Because one kind doesn't count, or if you're just doing a small dosages of a couple different ones, or one all by itself, especially, you're all natural. Doesn't count. That's the mindset of people who take gear, or who are very, very involved in their sport, and but again, natural but not natural enough to compete in the natural shows. So you can't go and do a drug-free competition where it's drug tested via, I don't care if it's a polygraph test, hair test, blood test, urine test. I don't care how they do it and how easy it might be to beat the test in those federations. Guys, if you're even on one thing, I had a buddy, god dang it, I'm not gonna throw him in the bus and say what his name was. This is a long time ago. It was back in the 90s. But good friend of mine, and dadgummit, this kid, great bodybuilder and everything, strong, a lot of potential, had never competed before, right? This is another reason why I don't mind giving you this example, because dude never competed, and I've trained with a lot of guys over the years. Nobody's going to figure out what I'm talking about. Nobody's going to have any fucking idea, except for maybe the guy himself. Like, hey, don't talk about me, right? If he's watching this video right now. And I don't even know if he's a friend of mine on Facebook. I haven't seen him in years, okay? I've lost touch with him. But unfortunately, I'm going to try to touch bases with him if I can. I'll try and look him up and find him that way. But my point is, nobody's going to know what I'm talking about, okay? I don't throw people under the bus like that. But dude was training for the Northwest Natural, right? And then he tried NPC. This is the one I did in 1992 when I first got into it. And I trained for 3 months, and I stepped on stage, and I don't know what the fuck I was doing, right? Lost a T-bone and stuff. But anyways, this guy was training for that show. And this is in the 1990s. I've been around for a little while. I think this is after I won the overall novice and everything in the Evergreen State. So that, I've been around a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. So I'm supporting him and everything, and then all of a sudden I come to, I haven't seen him in a while, and I go to watch the show, and we all go out to lunch as a big group, right? And I pull him aside. I'm like, dude, what the hell, man? I thought you were gonna compete in this show. He goes, man, I was all fired up to do it, but dude, I don't know, they had like 2 or 3 steroids, and it wasn't even enough, and I don't have enough steroids to do it, man. And even the kinds I did, the 2 or 3 things, I ran out of Decadermalin, and the other 2 things that I was taking, I had small dosages of, and it wasn't enough. I'm like, come on, man, this is a natural show. And of course, we all got together, and I was told about how, I'm not going to give you any more details about it, but anyways, that just shocked me. I was like, come on, man, this is the natural, the federation, the NPC is a great federation. It's the best. That and the IFBB. I'm not going to go any other federations. The only time I ever encourage people to compete in a different sanctioned event is if they're lifetime natural athletes, and that federation does a good job of keeping that sport clean, right? Because you should have the choice. Check the box. Tested, non-tested. It stays fair. The winner's the winner. Period. But there's some out there that are, here's their test. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, so let's pretend I'm interviewing you. I'm going to drug test you. All right? Are you ready? Okay. So hello, Mr. Competitor. Mr. Competitor, how you doing today? All right. So, I'm going to drug test you, right? So, you ready? Here's your drug test. You want steroids? No. If you say no, I'm going to say, oh, thank God. That's the fucking drug test. We're not going to go to polygraph. You're not going to take a piss test. No urine, no blood, no hair, no nothing. Okay, that's a bullshit test. That's, it's a good one if you want to, just make it, but you got to make it clear to the people that are competing in it so that you don't get people, who are legit natural coming in all fired up, and they're like, oh, God dang, that's messed up, man. You gotta make it fair. You gotta make it even, make it fun. It's fun, even if it's what some people call dangerous, because I've seen people push the envelope and seemingly get away with it. I've seen other people push the envelope maybe just a little bit and then run into problems. People react differently to different things, but in this sport, this lifestyle, compared to the majority of the lifestyles out there, be it whatever it is, this is still one of the best. It's one of the purest. It's one of the cleanest, even if you get into the unhealthy side of it. Fair enough? And here's the good news. Here's the good news that a lot of people don't realize, and it's good news and bad news, because if you're not educated on it, here's where people get into problems, okay? You don't go and try to win the show by taking drugs, okay? The champion could be a drug. It could be a champion without drugs. You take all the drugs out of the shows, you're probably gonna have the same winners. Okay, you're gonna hear a lot of athletes say that. Some are clean and some aren't. They're all gonna come to those same conclusions, right? Because you got a set of rules, you got a set of boundaries, you got a certain way you're gonna achieve or be successful or fail is through the way you train, the way you eat, and your mindset. That's what separates 5 guys with fantastic bodies. Who's number 1? Is the one that has the best mind, right? That's where people don't get it. They think, take more. I talked to one guy. He's like, dude, and he was a really good bodybuilder, right? On the last shows. He told me a secret. He goes, look, it's not the drugs. I'll tell you what I took. Just almost nothing. I took like 3 to 5 different kinds, okay, of anabolic steroids, very small dosages. I was crisp, I was clean, I was about 2-3% body fat, okay, and it was one of my worst cycles. I didn't have very good stuff. I had very small amounts, and it wasn't the best quality either. But I won the show because of the way I trained, the way I eat, the way I thought. And then I competed the next year, and I had 99.99% purity in what I was taking. I was taking a bunch of stuff, and I had the best drugs and high dosages of them, and the right ones. Didn't make me hold water and everything, but my mind wasn't quite right? And I didn't come in as crisp. I came in maybe 4 or 5% body fat, so I was too fat to compete, okay? And I got fucking 6th fucking place, and I had the best drugs. It's not the drugs that make you win, it's the training, it's the nutrition. And then the next year I came in, and I did a similar thing when I won the time before, and I won the show again. So, lesson learned, guys. Don't hurt yourself by being stupid and taking massive amounts of stuff, okay? If you're going to go that route, be smart about it, because it doesn't do you damn good. I've also talked to guys that do this. They'll go on this blast thing. If they keep their blast around 500 millis to a gram, or really push, they go 1 to 2 grams at the very most, they're fine. They get great gains. I've had other people get fucked up with those dosages too, don't get me wrong. Everybody's different, okay? But then that same individual that has little or no side effects from the 500 to a gram or a gram to 2 grams a week, right? Not a day, okay? They'll bump it way up. They'll go 3 to 5 grams. 2 grams at the very least, but go like 3 to 5 grams a week for like a month. And then when they went back to 500 or a gram, 1 gram to 2 gram, they did really well. But that time where they went too much, they said they couldn't even work out well. Fucking were out of breath all the time. Were tired, and even when they needed to eat, they didn't feel very good. So it was hard, even though they were hungry, it was hard for them to get the food down because they were just on way too much shit. Okay, stomach would hurt, chest pains, different things for these. Because I've talked to a bunch of different people. I like to pick people's brains, right? I like to fucking research everything, and I'm not going to waste a lot of time with people who just research and never do it themselves. I'm going to talk to people who are, number one, doing it, but also number two, successful. I'll sometimes run into people who waste my time, and it still ended up not being a waste of my time because they do those similar mistakes, right? Hurt themselves or whatever, but they were never very good, because again, just because you take a bunch of drugs, it's not going to make you a champion. I've seen people on all kinds of stuff. They look like fucking shit. Like, you're on what? You're doing something wrong, brother, because you look like 100% natty of a natty that's not even training right and eating right. Not just a natty, but the bad natty, like a non-successful natty, man. You got it all wrong. You're doing something wrong. Yeah, because they're fucking going through the motions, and they think the drugs are going to do everything for them. It's just bullshit. So the bodies look like shit. And they're not even that big. The little guys they do that and stay little, and the big fat guys stay fat, It's stupid. So, my advice is going to be what a lot of people don't want to hear. Stay natural, not just for a little while, your whole life, be a lifetime natural. That's the best route. Now, you'll eventually find out what works for you, what doesn't. You have longevity of this sport. You can do it until you're fucking 80, 90 years old if you're blessed enough to live that long, okay? But we know we don't really live in a Scooby-Doo world. Most people aren't going to listen to that anyways, right? So if you are going to go that route, know the ins and outs, the pros, the cons, the pluses, the minuses, the risks, the benefits. Just research it inside and out. Get fucking obsessed with that shit and find out everything good and bad that can possibly happen, okay? And then be smart about it. And I'm not talking about the day you walk into the gym, okay? I've already jumped like a couple years ahead. People want to get on, and kids should take it anyway. So this conversation isn't even something that should be brought about with kids, other than the reason why they should not take it until they're at least 18 and 21 years old, right? And I prefer longer than that. I prefer, somebody wait until they're late 20s, and preferably even, 30s and 40s be even better. But, you got the right to do whatever you want to do, but it's stupid to do it right out the gate, because your body's gonna already get used to whatever you put into it. So if you're just starting, especially if you make a mistake, you're not gonna know it's a mistake, because the drugs are gonna help you get a little bit better. Oh, this is working. I'm doing it right. Maybe you got the whole fucking thing wrong. You might be overtrained. You might be undertrained. You might be trained too light. You might be trained too heavy bad form. You might not be eating enough. And if you're trying to take the drugs right off the gate and you hit a plateau, well, now what do you do? Okay, those are something. If you are going to go that route, you want to go for as long as you can, natty. My recommendation is 2 to 5 years, maybe even 10. Okay, the bare minimum before you even touch anything, even one kind for a 30-day cycle, should be at least 6 months to a year, and that's a cop. That's being a pussy. You should be, like I trained fucking since I was 5 years old, and I didn't even start bodybuilding until I was 19. So that's already 14 years of training, right? And I still didn't take anything for years after that. Okay, so I paid my dues to make my own decision before, going to a doctor, doing the TRT and all that shit, right? So don't just jump into it. And first question you ask to become successful: what drugs do I take? It's like, what? That's a tool way down the road, to give you that little edge over everybody else, over yourself, or get off plateaus. And if you don't know what works naturally, you're not gonna break through with taking more drugs. Your body's just gonna have a tolerance to it. Your freaking receptors are gonna be all beat up and shut down, and ain't gonna do shit for you. So, whereas you do like fucking Ronnie Coleman did and go run the fucking USA's clean when nobody fucking believes you, and then you double or triple or quadruple in size, and fucking Kai Green did the same fucking thing, second in the world naturally, and then some people believed and some didn't, quadrupled in size. Oh yeah, I guess it did cross over. I guess it was natural. Yeah, motherfucker, he was natural. So, and for a long time, and some of the best physiques in the world, and blessed with good genetics, those guys, and everything else, of course, is part of it. But yeah, you gotta use your heads and not be stupid. And God bless you either way. If you're 100% natural, lifetime natural, congratulations. You're in a class and world of your own. Those of you who do things, but you do it smart and you do it right, good shit. Way to do it the right way, and hopefully you haven't had any problems, and if you haven't had any problems, hopefully you never will. And those of you guys who are natural, just not natural enough to compete in the natural shows, that's a high level of respect too, because that's just mostly mental. I mean, if you just take one thing, and you're only taking like 200 to 600 millies a week, that really doesn't do much for you. Maybe it's maybe 5%. Okay, that's like nothing. That's like just a little small level of creatine and branched amino acids. So, but it will still help you recover a little faster. And if your sex drive is down, it can bump you back up. Things like that. It might add a little confidence and a little step boost in your step. Things like that. I posted a video on TRT, and that should also be something you consider more when you're an old man, like decrepit old man, senior citizen, like super duper old, like 30 years or older. 40 years old, even better, okay? By then you're on the downside of life, and you can fucking be, in your 40s, but you're fucking feeling like you're, not 18 again, because unless you're a freak of nature, you didn't hit your peak till your 20s or 30s, but you can feel like you're maybe like 26. That's a pretty good age, and where you can still have a decent head on your shoulders too, where you're not just a stupid 21-year-old that wants to go and drink all the time. And I'm not talking to all 21-year-olds, because I know some that, I've freaking trained 17, 8-year-old kids. They got a good head on their shoulders and more mature than a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds that I know. So they're just way ahead of the game in life. So I'm not saying if you are 21 you're stupid. I'm I'm saying, like a lot of 21-year-olds who are stupid because they haven't lived their life yet, and they're all that party mode. And if they're good people, they're going to break out of it and get more disciplined. So yeah, I don't have that mindset of just being crazy and wild and not having a plan. Okay, because most people don't. Plan to fail is a fail to plan. Okay, if you have that mindset of that 21-year-old that goes to the clubs drinking every night, you might be that dude that says, "Welcome to Walmart" at age 88, right? It should be retired. So, all right, this has been Showtime with Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. All right.